All right, you are tuned in to the newest episode of the Give Me the Points podcast. We are live on YouTube tonight, back at it, and not the pretty face of Tyler sitting next to me. This is Dale from Punchlist MMA. We got a lot in store. We're going to go over what went well in Week 13 of the NFL and what we've got looking forward to in Week 14. All right, that's the intro for this week. A little "Gimme More" by Britney Spears.
Hashtag free Britney.
Yes, hashtag free Britney.
Well,
I
she's
have yet
free
to
now.
watch that.
She's free now, isn't she?
I think so. Yeah, I
Didn't
think
they
her
end it?
dad finally signed his slave papers away.
There you go.
I don't know, man. I haven't watched it yet, and I feel like I should. It got a lot of hype.
She's depressing. She
Yeah.
depresses me to look at. I look at her and I see mental illness, and it is depressing.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing too: is that I'll body shame for a minute. She hasn't aged well at all.
No, she's not Jennifer Lopez,
who's a vampire. But yeah, is a vampire. Jennifer Lopez is the only good-looking Latino woman that has gotten in her 50s. Like most Latino women, as they hit their 50s, they get really overweight and start looking like they're abuelas. And Jennifer Lopez is not that at all. I don't know how she's doing it. Selma Hayek is the other. She's also the other one. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Selma. But see, Selma Hayek's married to a billionaire. So he's just pumping her full of adrenochrome to keep her like she's 13. So yeah, good for him.
Yeah, he's like a French guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's just a French mutt, man. He just he looks like a hamburger from like a diner in the back hills of Tennessee, and he somehow landed Salma Hayek. Well, I did that with billions of dollars of money. So,
that's right.
Yeah.
Money talks.
Good for him. I've said this to you before. If you're a billionaire, you should be married to someone that looks like Salma Hayek. You're messing it up for those of us that wish we were billionaires. If you don't,
yeah, you're wasting your money.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Money well spent. Anyway, I don't even know what I was going to say.
We were going to talk about football, Week 13.
Speaking of football and people that haven't aged well, Ben Roethlisberger. Dude, he sucks. God, he sucks. Yeah, but the Steelers did win. They beat the Ravens, and I've never cheered so hard for the Steelers because I needed a Ravens loss, because what nobody saw coming is happening. New England is the number 1 seed in the AFC right now.
Yes, they are. Yes,
they are. Mac Jones. I mean, he threw 3 passes last night. That's pretty good. 2 for 3.
He didn't need to throw any more than that.
I was having 4 carries.
Yeah. Well, I was having a conversation I think you and I have talked about this before, and I've said it to other people. And it's a stat that I'm seriously. I mean, there's got to be some number cruncher out there that can do this. Bill Belichick's record when going up against quarterbacks with less than 5 years in the league, he has to be undefeated or single-digit losses. Him and the entire Patriots staff are so adept at throwing defensive schemes and looks at inexperienced quarterbacks. It completely takes them off their game. And then really you just need an executing offense because the defense is carrying the show. He's just second to none in that regard. And I knew, despite I don't want to call them limited weapons, but it's like if you're comparing it like firearms, right? That the Bills are like a 5.56 round, and the Patriots right now are like 9mm, but you can still get the job done with 9mm, and he did exactly that. And I knew it was coming. I thought they would cover. I did not expect them to win outright, and then for them to win outright, I was like, "Oh, that makes perfect sense."
Yeah, I mean, the elements played into New England's favor. Perfect. Mm-hmm. Now, don't get me wrong. If there's one quarterback that can play in that weather, it is Josh Allen, because that man throws the tightest spiral and so freaking hard. There were 3 plays last night where he hit Dawson Knox center of the hands, and he couldn't catch the ball because I think he was throwing it so hard. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just the run game. I mean, Damian Harris obviously breaking the huge one, and then him hurting his hamstring, and then Ramondre Stevenson coming in and just first, second, and third down 3 yards at a time. 3 yards at a time. I mean, that's all it was. And it was I still think that New England would have won the game in normal elements. I do, because the defense, like you said, the defensive scheme, even when they brought 3 guys, Belichick knows you want to keep Josh Allen in the pocket. So instead of bringing your defensive ends in like a V, he brings them out like a Y, which expands the pocket, which then keeps Josh Allen in the pocket, doesn't let him roll out and make plays with his legs. It was great, but we'll see in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, because I'm going to buy this week. So in 3 weeks, they'll be in New England against Buffalo again. That's a huge, oh man, boy, big game. New England controls their destiny. They got the Colts, they've got the Bills, they've got the Dolphins, they've got the Jags. Go 3-1 there and hope the Chiefs drop 1 game in their remaining 4 or 5, and they've got the first round bye. And Mac Jones, God, Mac Jones. I'm so excited, man. And Matt Judon's amazing.
Mhm.
It's exciting. I didn't think it was going to be this quick of a turnaround. I was super upset when they drafted Mac Jones. I wanted Justin Fields, but I can't question Bill Belichick when it comes to drafting quarterbacks.
Mm-mm.
Jimmy Garoppolo would have been amazing in this system. That's why I wanted to keep him, but here we are with Mac Jones. So yeah, New England won that game 14-10. That was one of our plays, was the under. We were on that at 44 on Thursday. It dropped to 39 by kickoff. Dropped 5 points due to gale force winds and just ridiculousness. The other plays we had was 2.5 units on the Dolphins -4. They won that game 22-9. 2.5 units on the Chargers +3.5. They stomped the Bengals into oblivion. 1 unit on the over in the Tampa Atlanta game. There were 37 points at half. We had over 50.5. And then Tampa shuts them out in the second half and only scores 10 themselves. That was our small play. That was the 1 unit play. We lost that. And then we hit on 2.5 on the Colts -10. They won 30-0. The Jonathan Taylor show continues. He's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And there was one more. Seahawks. 2 units on the Seahawks +3 against San Fran. They won that game outright. I think, was it 27-20? I think, yeah. They won by a touchdown because they got a stop on the goal line to end the game. But take nothing away from George Kittle. That was vintage George Kittle.
I needed it too. I needed it. I know we're not big on fantasy football.
I tried to get him from you 3 weeks ago, and you just were like, yeah. Your exact words were, I don't have a lot of big play guys.
Mm-hmm.
And George Kittle's that one guy I need to keep around, and that clinched the playoffs for you. That 50-point week from George Kittle. What do you have, like 12 catches for 180 and 2 touchdowns? He was amazing.
It was like 37 points or something like that for me.
Yeah, it's freaking incredible.
And I needed it. I mean, that's I needed it. That's the reason why I didn't trade him. Is I thought to myself, I don't have a lot of guys that can potentially put up 20+ points in a game, and my team is not very star heavy. So the one that I'd had, I was going to keep on to. But we're not here to talk about fantasy football. So.
No, but real quick, speaking of fantasy tight ends, it's relevant because it's Logan Thomas is such a good tight end when he's on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Battles back from the hamstring injury, looks like Logan Thomas, and then the poor guy just knee crumbles. Apparently, they're saying it's not a torn ACL, but I just don't see him coming back. He is, and he plays for the team. He is the modern day Jordan Reed, just a super talented, super athletic tight end that can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Logan Thomas is out. Now I have to go back to Tyler Higbee's bum ass. So that's fun.
Man. Higbee's going to do well for you this upcoming week, man. He'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if Stafford can get him the ball. Anyway, that's our fantasy talk for the week. But big week 14, a lot of good games. A lot of interesting games. I don't know. We'll see. We got we got a couple division games. The AFC West's playing each other, and then some bigger spreads, which I like the favorites, but we'll see. All right, so let's get into week 14. We got the Thursday night game. That's the first game of the week. We got the Steelers at the Vikings. Vikings -3 at home, over under at 43.5. Steelers coming off the win against Baltimore. Vikings coming off the walk-off Jared Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jared Goff ran off the field like he just won the damn Super Bowl. They got to win, though. And good for them. The Vikings have, I don't think, a single game. I don't think they've played a single game outside of a touchdown score this year.
They're playing everybody tough, or everybody's playing them tough. I haven't figured out which one yet.
They're the best bad team in the NFL.
I would agree with that. Yeah, it seems.
I think we can put them at, because Kirk Cousins is playing great.
Yeah,
his touchdown interception ratio, I think he's got 25 touchdowns and 3 picks. He's doing his job, but they lost Adam Thielen this week. They're still going to be without Dalvin Cook, but Jay Jetta, Justin Jefferson's amazing, and it's not like they have a bad backup in Alexander Madison. But I think the Steelers offense is starting to figure some stuff out here. It seems to be Ben's utilizing his weapons more than just giving Najee the ball 40 times a game. And the offensive line played half decent against Baltimore, which was surprising. I like the Steelers to cover, but I think I like the over more. I think I like over 43 and a half is the line here. Steelers defense is going to be without Joe Hayden still, and their corners are garbage. And against a team like the Vikings, who Kirk Cousins is airing the ball out, I think they're going to get their points. And I do think the Steelers are going to eat up the front seven of Minnesota, and Minnesota's secondary is even worse than Pittsburgh's right now. So I would side with the over 43 and a half here for a 2-unit play on the over 43 and a half.
This has a 28-17, 28-20 kind of vibe to it. I'm not big on the Steelers covering, just to provide a little bit of parity in the pick here. I think you have a tale of two teams here. I think the Steelers are in a big letdown spot coming off a super dramatic win over a rival.
Absolutely.
And I think the Vikings are in a big bounce back spot in the sense that they got beat by the only winless team at the time. And they did so in the last play of the game. And now they're going back home, tail tucked between their legs. They've got to come out. They've got to make a statement. They've got to shit pump Pittsburgh, or, even though, I mean, it's not a stretch to say that the Vikings are basically playing for pride at this point. I don't see them doing anything postseason. This is exactly that. They literally just have to. They're playing for pride. They've got to play, to polish on execution and look forward as a franchise. And in doing so, you got to beat the hell out of the Steelers here. You've got a Big Ben that can barely move. They're consistently running the same formulaic approach that Pittsburgh's been known for. Run the ball up the middle, or a bubble screen out to the side, or you got one streaker down the sideline. That's really kind of it. Every once in a while, Tomlin will allow Johnson to run across the middle, but really it's kind of that. It's bubble screens, deep balls, and pound it up the middle. It's been that way in Pittsburgh since you and I were knee-high to grasshoppers, and it hasn't changed, and it's not going to. The Vikings can win this game outright. I like the over-under at 43, like you said. This has a 28-17, 28-20 kind of vibe to it. I feel like the Vikings are going to end up on the better half of that, but I wouldn't be surprised, man. In your opinion, who has more to play for, Pittsburgh or Minnesota?
Well, I think both teams are on the playoff cusp right now, but
Right.
Both teams need a lot to fall in their favor. I mean, both teams are looking at basically a win-out scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be tougher for the Steelers to get in because you're looking at the division leaders in the AFC right now. Baltimore at 8-4, Tennessee at 8-4, Kansas City at 8-4, and New England at 9-4.
Right.
And then the wild card, you're looking at the Bills, the Chargers, the Bengals. Those are the teams fighting for your wild card right now. The Dolphins, I think they're 6 straight now. 6 straight wins. They were 1-5, and I think they're now 7-5, if I'm not mistaken.
It's wild.
Yeah, their defense figured it out. Their defense has been so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Steelers will be. It's tough. I don't know. They both have a chance of getting in. I will say that, but I agree. This is a letdown spot for the Steelers. There was a lot of drama. There was speculation of Big Ben crying on the sideline after they won the game. The report came out that he's done with the Steelers at the end of this year. There wasn't that he was going to retire. It's that he's done playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers at the end of this year. The Yinzer Nation thinks that means Big Ben's going to retire. I think that Big Ben's going to pull Phil Rivers. He's going to go somewhere that's going to pay him $20, $25 million for 1 year. He's going to go get one more big paycheck, stink it up, and then walk off with a bunch of money. But I don't know. Yeah, I like the over. I think both defenses have exploitable spots, and it's in a dome. It's in Minnesota. It's not old Minnesota. We're not playing in the snow.
Yeah.
It's going to be 69.5 degrees in a dome.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. Great forecast for an over to hit and a low total as well. A low total. So 2 units on the over 43.5. Next game, division game, Raiders at Chiefs. Chiefs coming in at -8.5, over under at 47.5. Chiefs defense looks like they've figured it out. Defense is playing well, and the offense has yet to have that big explosion game while the defense is playing well. And the Raiders defense gives the Patrick Mahomes-led offense the chance to do that. I don't want to make a play on this game, but personally, I would side with the Chiefs to cover the 8.5 here. I think the Chiefs could win this game by double digits and possibly like a 17-point victory, 35-17, something like that.
It's definitely possible. Historically speaking, at least in the Patrick Mahomes era, the Chiefs are not good at covering, which makes me nervous. 8.5 is a weird thing. I'd be looking to tease them back down through a touchdown if I was gonna stack them up with anybody. I don't necessarily know. The inaccuracy. What's crazy is like I'm with you on this game. This is pretty much an avoidable spot for me here. But what's crazy to me is Patrick Mahomes, for the first few years in his league, or first few years he was in the league, he looked way ahead of his years. You know, he was just vision, execution, leadership. When you talk about things that catching up to people, I feel like that is sort of caught up a little bit. Like he's not, at least this season, has not been making terribly good decisions with the ball and has been taking more shots than necessary. He's been throwing into tighter coverages. He's been really just kind of, I don't know if he's trying to force the magic, you know what I mean? He's trying to just squeeze all the juice out of it that he possibly can. He just made more, for lack of a way to put it, more low IQ plays than I think I've seen him make in the last few years. But the defense is playing better, like you said. I would like to see them put it together here. I think they can absolutely beat the Chiefs by double digit, or beat the Raiders by double digits. Excuse me. I just almost like the Falcons, man. I feel like every time I need them to cover, they just don't do it for me. But we'll see. I'll ride with you. I'll defer to your better judgment here.
All right. See, you bring up the teaser. And there's another big line that I like, and I want to tease the Chiefs with that other big line.
Okay.
I'm going to skip ahead here to the Sunday night game. And this is going to be a 5.5-point teaser. So that's -120 odds on a 2-team 5.5-point teaser. That brings the Chiefs down to -3.
Right.
With the Sunday night game, which is the Bears at the Packers. Packers -12.5, over under at 44. Aaron Rodgers coming off a bye in Lambeau against a team that he has a minority share in, the Bears. Rodgers owns them. I like teasing the Packers down 5.5 to a -7. So that's the Packers -7, Chiefs -3 in a teaser. -120 odds. I like 2.5 units on that.
That's good.
I like that a lot. I didn't think of the teaser aspect with the Chiefs, but I do like that. I think that's good.
Yeah, it's a good one because I agree with you. I mean, historically speaking, Aaron Rodgers against, Chicago, he's just, I don't want to call it money in the bank, and you don't want to use the L word, but it's a very nice proposition that you're proposing here. And like, if you do the 5.5 and you take the Chiefs down to a field goal in a game, I think they're going to win outright regardless. Yeah, sure. Even if Vegas can put up the fight of a lifetime and we go to, overtime, we're in great shape still. So I love it. That's a great teaser.
Yeah. And the Packers coming off the bye and fully healthy. Aaron Jones, fully healthy.
Getting
AJ Dillon, fully healthy.
Yes.
Devonta Adams, healthy. Randall Cobb, Valdez Scantling, Alan Lazard, everybody healthy.
Yes.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Had a full week rest. And the Bears, I mean, if they run Andy Dalton out there, I don't see the Bears scoring 14 points. It's just so, oh God, David Montgomery's amazing. The fact that David Montgomery can do what David Montgomery does with the quarterback play that he's been given is just fantastic. But Packers run D, pretty good. Pass rush, really good. So yeah, Packers -7, Chiefs -3, 5.5-point teaser. That's 2.5 units on that 5.5-point teaser at -120 odds. Back to the 1 o'clock games. This is the one that you're not going to want to watch. Nobody wants to watch this game, even if Alvin Kamara plays. You have the Saints at the Jets plus 5.5, over under 43.5. The only reason to watch this game is to see if Zach Wilson can build on the performance he's put forth the last 2 weeks. He's looked pretty good the last 2 weeks. Him and Elijah Moore and Jameson Crowder seem to have built a little chemistry. But I could care less about this game. I would side with the Jets as the home dog to cover the 5.5. I think the Saints suck. I think Trevor Siemian sucks. Taysom Hill sucks.
Let's say, is Hill out? Did they figure out
No,
what's
he's
wrong
going
with
to.
the finger?
I don't, dude. The finger, the 4 interceptions. I don't know. Sean Payton loves that guy for some weird reason.
So if this is me, I know you normally do your player props on the weekend prior to. If I'm looking at this game, I'm only looking at it for player props. I want to see what Kamara's yardage is at for both receiving and rushing if he's a go, and then I'm looking for the interception props for both of whether it's Simeon or Hill, and then what's his name, Zach Wilson as well. I'm taking. Chances are it's going to be. I think Wilson probably be at 1, and then depending on
for
who
touchdowns.
No, for interceptions.
Interceptions. Oh yeah.
I think your player props are going to be for interceptions are probably going to be somewhere. It's got to be.
It'll be 0.5 for both of them. Just the odds will be.
You think with Hill coming off a 4 interception, and
I don't even know if they'll put up interceptions for Taysom Hill. Honestly,
that's what I'm saying. And then with Zach Wilson, I mean, he's an interception machine as well. I mean, granted, he didn't throw any last week, which was awesome, but he's notoriously gifted at giving the ball to the other team. And the secondary for the Saints is they're not awful. So
no, they're pretty good. The run defense is fantastic.
It's fantastic, right? Their secondary is more than capable. I'm playing interceptions on both sides, man. Screw it. That's I mean, in a game where you have to search the prop board to find value and find something you feel confident in, these two,
or three,
right? Giving the ball to the other, give it to the ball to the opposition is almost a guarantee. So find the one that you like and hammer it, because there's going to be some interceptions in this game.
The smart way for the Saints to avoid that is just let Alvin Kamara have the ball 80 times.
They won't do that though.
Right.
He's not built for that. Yeah.
No, he's not, which is unfortunate because he's such a fantastic player to watch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is normally a lock for a Thursday night game every single year. You got the Jaguars at the Titans. Titans -8.5, over under 43.5.
This is the color rush game right here, baby. This is
every year.
This is a color rush game. Yeah.
Every year. Oh, God. It normally is. It's like a week 6 Thursday night color rush game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if Derrick Henry was playing, I'd say the Titans by 1 million because he just dominates the Jaguars. Jaguars defense is so bad. The Titans defense has not been good. I'd probably side with the over.
I'd go the other way because
I don't freaking know.
Jacksonville can't score
on it, but
they can't score. They can't.
I know. James Robinson's good though.
James Robinson is good,
but he did fumble, and then Carlos Hyde fumbled, and then they were running Laviska Shenault, the wide receiver at running back. At the end of it, was weird.
And Trevor Lawrence for some reason, cannot throw the ball into the end zone. If he's going to throw a touchdown pass, he's going to throw it, 20 yards, and somebody's making a move, and you're getting yards after catch. That's really it. Me personally, I would lean under here, just because I think this is a game legitimately that Tennessee could win 28-7, 28-9. It's just not,
or 17-15,
or 17. Yeah, good, 100%. You're absolutely right. I cannot trust Jacksonville to score enough points. I know 43 isn't even terribly high. I just don't trust them enough to score. I don't trust them enough to score.
That's a poopy game.
Yeah.
That's 2 poopy 1 o'clock games.
Is there I'm gonna earmark this because I think Tennessee is gonna win this game outright, and I think they'll do so handedly. But that 8.5 again is another juicy spot for potential teaser. So I'm gonna keep that on the back burner as we move through.
Okay.
These.
Yeah. All right. Next game, division game, big game, super big game. Ravens at Browns. Browns actually coming in. I believe they're a 2.5-point favorite. Over under 41.5. Browns fully healthy. Nick Chubb healthy. Kareem Hunt finally back. So I mean, let me double check. Let me make sure that is. Yes, the Browns are the favorite here. And Baltimore is so banged up. I don't understand how their record is what it is. They keep finding ways of getting it done. But here, I like the Browns to cover the 2.5. I think that the Ravens aren't going to be able to bounce back from the loss to the Steelers. I think they're going to take 2 division losses in a row here. I think the Browns are going to be just fine coming off a bye at home. The 2.5 points. I like a 1-unit play on the Browns to cover the 2.5 at home against the Ravens.
I'm okay with that. I can get on board with that. I think that eventually the injuries are going to catch up with Baltimore. They have to. It's just like you said, they're just so decimated. At a certain point, you're gonna stop making sugar from shit. It's gonna catch up. I think back-to-back divisional losses, normally would make you cringe when you think about what Lamar's capable of. But coming off a bye, Baker hopefully, getting a little bit of rest on the off shoulder there, and then like you said, getting Chubb back. If we get Cleveland at full strength, sure. I mean, and it's at home, correct?
Correct. It is in Cleveland.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that over at 41 and a half there?
I think it's gonna be low scoring.
Okay.
I really do. I really do, because you never know what's going to happen in Cleveland. Yeah. We might see wins like Buffalo.
That's true. Yeah,
you're right. That lake effect, absolutely insane. You never know it could change. Saturday, it could say 40 and sunny, and then come kickoff on Sunday, you've got 30-mile-an-hour winds, and it's just dumping snow. You really never know with Lake Erie.
Yeah, I do believe that. I think it was Steve Fezzik said one time that you never want to bet the over/under on a Cleveland game until about 5 minutes before kickoff, because the way the wind changes there is minute by minute.
So. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. All right, 1 unit on the Browns to cover the 2.5.
Do it.
All right, Falcons at Panthers. Panthers -3, over under 40. Another 43.5 total. This is just 1, 2, 3. It's 4 out of the 6 games we've talked about so far. It's sitting at 43.5. I know you said it. I'm doing it. I'm going to buy the half point. I think the Falcons win this game outright. I'm going to say the Falcons win this game 20-17. But if the Panthers are running Cam Newton out on the field, I'm betting against them. He sucks. He sucks. He sucks. He sucks.
Yeah.
And I like Atlanta here. I like Atlanta plus the 3.5. Yeah, they got shit pumped by the Bucks, but the ageless wonder Tom Brady is just.
There's no.
What are you going to do?
Right.
What are you going to do?
You can't even count that against them at this point. So
no, you can't. And so maybe Calvin Ridley shows up. Probably not, but maybe. But yeah, I like the rejuvenated career of Cordero Patterson.
That's what I'm saying. He's playing fantastic. I will say this: when we talk about what Big Ben's next moves are, I think Atlanta might be it, because I believe that Matty Ice, the only thing he's done this year, he's done. Which is a shame, because he's had a fantastic career, but there will be no ceremony for when they send him off. It will be very it'll be solemn at the end of this year, because this year's done for Atlanta, and he doesn't have the juice anymore, man. So they'll be left. There will be a void left in Atlanta, and maybe Big Ben goes where it's a little bit warmer, and he puts on the Big Ben doing a dirty bird. You never know, man. But as far as this game goes, you are very uniquely aware the Falcons are on my all-time no bet list. I've lost more money on the Falcons, either betting them to cover or I cannot bet on anything regarding the Atlanta Falcons. All they do is cost me money. So I will solely leave this play up to you. I cannot touch it.
Yeah, like I said, I like getting the half point and taking -120 odds. Atlanta plus 3.5. You know what? Let me see here. Is there another underdog that I like to win outright? No, not really.
No.
No, not really. I was going to say do a little dog parlay, but no, there's not another underdog that I really like to win outright. But I do like Atlanta to win this game outright, so I'm going to take them plus 3.5 minus 120 odds, a 2-unit play on Atlanta plus 3.5 against the Carolina Panthers. Next game, we them boys on the road at Taylor Heineke, over under 47.5. So we, like I said earlier, Minnesota is the best bad football team in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Heineke is the best bad quarterback in the NFL, and I stand by it.
Dude,
he's so fun to watch.
He is.
It's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's about the size of the fight and the dog.
I agree.
Dude, I love Taylor Heineke, but I don't like Taylor Heineke this week against Dallas.
Really?
I think Dallas handles him. I like Dallas minus 4 here on the road in Washington. At some point they got to just put Zeke, let him rest, let him sit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let Tony Pollard eat. Let Zeke get healthy.
Here's the thing with that, though, right? Is Zeke doesn't want to rest because Tony Pollard's playing fantastic. And what we have here, you and I have watched anybody really that's a football fan, you've watched any given Sunday, right? And what you have here is you've got Tony Pollard and who's Willie Beeman, and you've got Zeke, who's LL Cool J. And it seems like everybody's slowly starting to sipping the Tony Pollard Kool-Aid, and Zeke can't have that because Zeke still feels like he can eat and he still feels like he can compete out there. But when there is a marked difference whenever Pollard's, back there with Dak and they're giving him the ball as opposed to when they're giving Zeke the ball. And if you're Ezekiel Elliott, you're in this weird spot right now where you have to find balance between keeping yourself healthy so that you can be productive when you're given the opportunity versus if you let this kid continue to shine, they're going to start getting infatuated with the shiny new thing. And you're going to be possibly thinking about alternative options. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. Zeke already got paid though.
And that's just it though, is he did get paid. So it will take the sting away from it, but it doesn't mean it's not in the forefront. If you're a competitor, which I believe Zeke is, at a certain point, that stuff's going to start gnawing at you. You know,
it's the modern day NFL though. It's a 1-2 punch at running back. That's how you run the ball now. There's no, I can't think of a legit bell cow that really carries his team. That's a good, that's a top tier team.
Okay, I was gonna say because you live in Pittsburgh. I was say you live in Pittsburgh.
Right. Yeah, but look at them. What about that? What about that offense? Is impressive.
You're 100%. You're 100% right.
Dalvin Cook, but Minnesota's not good.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the top teams. New England's got Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs don't really run the ball with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You have the Bills, who their number one running back's Josh Allen. You have so the Bengals, Joe Mixon.
Yeah,
that's your bell cow.
Pretty much, yeah.
The Chiefs, or not the Chiefs, the Chargers, but they don't really run Austin Eckler too much. He's more of a receiving back. Kamara, but the Saints aren't very good.
I listen. Your assessment of a 1-2 punch is accurate. My whole point, 10,000 words where 10 will do, is that I agree that they need to let Zeke rest a little bit, and that Zeke should rest a bit and let Tony Pollard have his moment. But Tony Pollard's been stealing the show for a couple weeks now, and everybody's taking note of that. So he's so good.
So Washington, the worst secondary in the NFL. Amari Cooper, another week healthy. CeeDee Lamb, another week healthy. Michael Gallup's healthy. Dalton Schultz healthy. I think the Cowboys are going to drop I think the Cowboys get into the high 30s on them.
Oof.
I really do. All right. Cowboys -4.
All right.
2 units on the boys -4.
What about this? What about we tease?
No.
What about we tease? All right.
Tease what?
I was just
Cowboys and Falcons? All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Go ahead. It's your show.
Right.
I'm just happy to be here. It's your show.
2 units on the Cowboys -4. All right. Next game. Seahawks at Texans. Texans 7.5-point home dog. Over under 41.5. Dude, I don't know if the Texans score, even though it's Seattle's defense. Russ looked okay against San Fran, but they had a huge fake punt that went for a touchdown with Travis Homer. I don't want to touch this game. The Seahawks should win this game by 20, but I don't want to touch it. If Tyrod plays, if Davis Mill plays, I don't care who plays. I don't trust Seattle. I really don't. I know I trust them against San Fran because San Fran was the hot team and Seattle was the team that nobody wanted to bet against. I just thought that it was too many points for Seattle against San Fran. But here, I don't, dude. I can't. DK Metcalf's invisible. I don't even know.
He is invisible. It's like he's not even out there this year.
Yeah. Tyler Lockett's out there.
Tyler Lockett's out there.
He's a baller, man.
Tyler Lockett is out there. Well, I mean, here's the thing: is just there's obviously some sort of chemistry there that exists one throughout, in the other, and I think honestly, everything I'm saying is conjecture. None of it's rooted in any fact whatsoever. I think personality wise, Lockett and Russ are more aligned than Russ and a DK Metcalf type.
Yes.
And I think that whether it be consciously or subconsciously, that makes the decision on who to throw the ball to easier for Russ.
So DK Metcalf over the last 4 weeks, he's got 13 catches for 120 yards and no touchdowns.
Yeah.
So he's averaging, what's that, 3 catches for 40 yards and no touchdown over the last 4 weeks. Yeah, it's weird. And he's a freak, talent-wise. It's weird. But yes, it is. Like the chemistry between Russ and Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett's not the fastest man in the world, but his ability to get under those moon balls that Russ throws up, and
because Russ still throws the best deep ball in the game.
Dude, it scrapes the ceiling. It's a Derek Fisher 3-pointer.
There's no. I'm telling you, okay. Maybe you're going to answer this too fast. It's going to make me feel stupid. Who throws a better deep ball, Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson?
I think Aaron Rodgers, but he's got it's normally to Devontae Adams or Valdez-Scantling, who's just naked. Rodgers is. I mean, they're both super effortless.
Yeah,
but I have to side with Aaron Rodgers.
Do you believe it's down to those two? Are those your top 2 deep ball in the league quarterbacks?
Contested, yeah. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, when plays break down and Tyreek just gets open, that's different. But a contested, like one-on-one, yeah, I think it's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree.
As far as downfield accuracy between Aaron Rodgers and Russ.
Yeah. I've over the years, I've just seen so many times where Russ just throws that thing at the Jumbotron and it falls down and it's literally right here. When you have 2 grown men running at full speed all out, he drops it right here. Like it's not here, it's not here, it's right here. And for those of you that are listening and not watching, I'm just holding it like a little baby bird right in front of my hand, right in front of my face. It's insane. It's unbelievable. Now Rodgers, on the other hand, will put a ball someplace where you don't think a ball can even fit, and then it's somehow right there, which is crazy. Yeah. So
Devontae Adams really helps that.
Yeah, he does.
God, he's so good. All right. So a lean on that game, I guess. I'm going to lean the under 41.5 and say Seattle wins that game 17-3.
I like that. Especially if Ty God's out there.
Next game, Lions at Broncos. Broncos -8, over under 42. Riding high. Give me Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, and the kneecap biting Lions plus the 8 points here on the road at Denver. I like the Lions to cover the 8 here. I really do.
Statistically speaking, they are not eliminated from winning the Super Bowl, so I'll take the Lions.
Yeah, they could get in.
I'm just saying.
I think they could. Could they win out and get in with the tie?
They could win it. They could win out and get in with, like, statistically. I saw something where they were like, it was like this super simulator where there is
6-10-1. They can get in.
Right. There is a scenario where they can get in. So, but yes, So you taking the Lions outright?
No. Oh God, no. They're not going to win 2 in a row. No.
You don't think?
Lions? No. Lions plus the 8 here on the road.
Oh man, they're the best 1-win team in recent memory. You don't think?
I don't know. Yeah, sure.
They're good, man. They're good.
I don't know. The Chiefs.
Wait, is Swift still out?
Yeah, Dallas was pretty good when they were 1-1. They were 0-1. Tampa was pretty good when they were 1-0 this year.
Yeah, that's true.
They were a pretty good 1-win team.
Pretty good 1-win team. Yeah, you're right. They had that one guy. What's his name? Tim Brady.
Yeah, Tim Brady. Yeah,
Tim Brady.
Pretty good. All right, so Lions plus the 8 on the road here against Denver. I just don't believe in Teddy Bridgewater, even though he is playing well. And if Drew Lock has to come in, I really don't believe in Drew Lock. Young Jeezy himself, I'm not a big fan of. But yeah, why not? Lions riding high.
There we go. Lions to cover, baby. Let's get it.
Keep it close. Lions, 1 unit, Lions plus 8.
Like my man Trent says, the Lions are a team that will fight for your money. Hell yeah, man. That's what you need. You need somebody that's willing to fight for you.
He says, take the money line.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Trent. What? Yeah, we'll let the D-gen out. Well, what's the money line? What do you get?
Plus 300.
Plus 300? Oh, that's come on.
All right, so alternate line, Lions minus 9.5. No, Lions plus 8, 2 units.
Lions alternate line minus 9. I'm in. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Next game, Giants at Chargers. Chargers minus 10. Over under 44.5. Give me the Chargers by 1 million. I love the Chargers. I really do. I really like this team a lot. And I think they looked really, really good against the Bengals, coming off when they looked really, really bad against Denver. But they're at home. We know the Chargers don't really have home games here. Dale's shaking his head no. But if it's Mike Glennon, I'm not betting the Giants. I'm not taking Mike Glennon. And we'll see how healthy Joey Bosa is. He exited the game. I'm not sure what his injury was. I didn't see it, but I know he walked off under his own will. But I like the Chargers minus 9 here. I like buying the half point, getting them at 9.5 and a minus 120 odds. And I don't think that you agree here.
If Danny Dimes gets the green light, I'm on the Giants to cover. I think the Chargers are in a big letdown spot here. They're going back across the country. They're giving up 3 hours worth of time. It's a quick turnaround. I'm all about it, man. Give me.
Oh no.
What?
I don't know if I can bet the Chargers.
Why is that?
Jake Fromm starting for the Giants. Give me the Chargers. Jake Fromm in an NFL game? No way.
Wait, so Jake Fromm, they've already confirmed that Fromm?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at here. Daniel Jones likely out. The Jake Fromm era to begin. Chargers minus 9.5.
Yeah,
minus 120 odds.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah. Even though I think the Chargers are in a letdown spot after a great performance and traveling back across the country.
I'm not taking Jake Fromm in his first career start.
No, I can't do it. I'm glad you brought
that
up.
I didn't even know he left Buffalo.
I didn't know he was in the league still.
He must have left Buffalo after they went and got the best backup quarterback in the NFL, Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh, that's true. It's true.
Mitch the bitch.
Dude. Swinging a hammer.
So, Chargers minus 9.5. That's a minus 120 line. I'm gonna
get it now. It's gonna change.
This
get
Jake
it now.
Fromm news. Yeah, give me minus 9.5. 2.5 units on the Chargers. We're going back to the well here. We went 2.5 units on the Chargers last week. We're going back to the well. 2.5 units on the Chargers at home against Jake Fromm.
Normally 9.5 is like near no touch zone for me, but yeah, I'm with you on this. I'm cool. Eckler's putting up 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's a good chance. Keenan Allen's on the COVID list, so he's out.
Which is why I'm saying Eckler's going to get the ball more.
Right. So, or Mike Williams.
Mike Williams, yeah, for sure.
He hasn't had a big game in a couple weeks. He's due.
Is it Allen didn't take anybody with him? I thought, gosh, maybe I dreamed that.
What's that?
I felt like I had a dream where I read something like Allen and like 4 other people were out. Like he took like he going down with the canoe took like 3 or 4 other people out with him.
He didn't take Mike Williams. I know that. Let's see here.
I must have dreamed it, man.
Oh, so they did announce today at 7:30 that Keenan Allen is vaccinated. So that means he can play this. He can play this weekend.
Oh.
If he turns 2 negative tests in a 24-hour period, he can play.
Better get on that ivermectin, baby.
Yeah.
Better get on that ivermectin.
Or what's the chick that Aaron Rodgers engaged to, that Shailene Woodley or whatever?
Oh yeah, rub some crystals on it.
No. She eats clay.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people that do that.
That's her fix-all.
A lot of clay eaters out there. Yep.
Yeah. She's not a clam eater, but a clay eater.
Hey man, I'm telling you, right? She put that voodoo patchouli on you. You know what I mean? She got Aaron Rodgers growing her hair out, crystals in the bedroom.
Who was the other one that ate? Who was the one that ate crystals? Was it Olivia Munn?
Dude, all them Hollywood chicks just
no. The Aaron Rodgers was with somebody else that believed in eating crystals.
Danica
Patrick. That's what Danica Patrick.
Which you can't tell you can't tell me that Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a type too.
100%.
Every chick he's with is like tall, stringy. Well, not tall, but like stringy, dark hair, dark eyes.
Eats goofy shit.
He just eats goofy shit for sure. He's just sitting there spitting edamame in her mouth and stuff. You know full well, bro. They're out there doing some yoga, spitting edamame at each other.
Speaking of quarterbacks who have types, we're going to go to the next game. We got the 49ers at the Bengals. Bengals -1, over under at 48.5. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's a big porn star guy.
Again, if you're an NFL quarterback
with multiple porn stars,
if you're an NFL quarterback,
that's Jimmy G's type.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you got going on? You got a cobweb?
I got a piece of fuzz or something that's going and like it's floating around.
All right.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jimmy G, again, going back to like Salma Hayek's husband. If you are an NFL quarterback in Southern California and you're not hanging out with those type of people, you're ruining the dream for every kid growing up who thought that that's what it would be like.
Yeah, you're wrong is what you are. You're wrong. Like if you're not doing that, you're wrong.
Yeah. Like to me, if you're Trevor Lawrence, right, and you come out of Clemson and you immediately get married and sign that gigantic contract, you just ruin the dream for every kid growing up. Like, why would you do that? You're in Jacksonville. What are you doing? Like, and you got $60 million in your pocket, and you're a starting quarterback. Don't mess that up for everybody. It should be like he got game. That's how I imagine being a professional athlete. Is he got game?
Rick Fox just puts you under his wing and says, "Come on, let's go."
Come on. It's real quick, not to get your show too derailed. Did you see the thing came out a couple weeks ago? I don't know if you guys talked about it on here or not. Where DK Metcalf tried to have that chick come over, and he didn't have her sign an NDA. Did you see this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then she outed him because he had 3 other chicks at his house, and he was trying to have a foursome or fivesome, whatever it was. DK, again, that's what I expect out of my professional athletes. That's what I expect. That's what I think that your life is that. Not every, I mean, I would take the Phillip Rivers approach personally, but that's what I expect guys like DK to be doing. That's what I expect guys like Jimmy G to be doing.
He made them all suck on Benky pacifiers too.
Did he really?
I don't know.
Oh, I was going to say.
I've noticed. I was watching some college games this weekend. That has become popular. The Benky mouthpiece. That's really. I mean, when he wore it, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was great. But now other people are doing it, so it's not as cool.
No, it's not nearly.
When he did it, it was like, okay, this dude's huge. He's a freak of nature, and he's got a Benky mouthpiece.
Who was it? Was it A-Rod or Jeter that used to like give chicks like a going away bag? Who was that? Do you remember? Do you remember reading about it? I think it was It was one of the two of them.
Probably Derek Jeter.
They were notorious that after you come and go to Pound Town, they had like a personalized gift bag that you would get.
Yeah, like visit the gift shop.
Yeah, like a swag bag that you would get. I would imagine DK gives out pacifiers.
Pacifiers.
He gets pacifiers.
Autographed pacifiers.
That's exactly what you get. You get a Gucci bag, and inside the Gucci bag is a pacifier.
Sounds like a good deal.
What game are we talking about?
49ers at Bengals. Bengals -1, over under 48.5. I like the over here. In the last 7 Bengals games, somebody has hit 35 points, whether it be the Bengals or the Bengals defense letting up a lot of points. They just got smoke checked by the Chargers. The week prior, they dropped 41 on the Steelers. Prior to that, they dropped 35 on the Raiders, and the Browns put 41 up on them. The Jets put 34 on them. They put 41 on the Ravens. And then you go back to the 49ers. Their defense is not the 49ers defense we expected. And the offense has been clicking. So I don't understand. I don't see why both teams don't get into the mid-20s here. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a 31-27 game. Mixon's running the ball well. Joe Burrow's throwing the ball well. Jamar Chase needs to catch the ball again. He needs to go back to catching the ball and not dropping the ball.
What's up with Burrow's finger? Do we know?
I think he's going to be okay.
Okay.
I think he's going to be okay. Kid's tough as nails, man. He was pulling on that finger just to keep the pressure off it.
Did you see it? It looked like whenever
it
was
gross.
Like when
It was gross.
like when all the air is out of a balloon and you only have the little tiny bit and you kind of like manipulate it within the balloon itself. That's what his finger looked like. It was yikes.
Rappaport says that Burrow plans to play through the finger injury he suffered in week 13. Dislocated pinky finger.
Dislocated. Gotcha.
Pop her back in.
Pop it back
Just
in, man.
pop her back into place.
Pop it back in, man. Don't be a sissy.
Tough it out.
Tough it out. So we're taking the over 48.5 here?
Yeah, 48.5 over for, I'll say 1 unit on the over 48.5 here. Probably the game of the week.
Yeah.
This and then the Monday night game, 2 big games. Bills at Bucks, Bucks -3, over under 52.5. I don't really want to pick anything here because I could see the Bills winning. I could see the Bucks dominating. I could see the under. I could see all aspects of this game. I don't think that there's an advantageous side here. I really don't. So I'm probably just going to sit back, watch, enjoy, and learn a lot about Buffalo. Not necessarily Tampa. We know what Tampa is, but I think I'm going to learn a lot about Buffalo from this game.
Do you think this game is must win for Buffalo?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're in a must-win spot here. I mean,
it's absolutely, yeah, because if they drop this and they go to 7-5. No. What are they now? They were 7. I don't remember. Dropping to 7-6.
If they drop this, I thought what week are we? We're in 13.
This is week 14.
Week 14. They've already had their bye.
So this will be their 13th game.
Right. So if they drop this, they'll be 7-6. I thought.
Oh boy, that's bad. Yeah, this is definitely a must win. They will be 7-6.
Yeah. So this is a must win game for them.
Wow.
Right.
Oh.
And it comes at a very bad time.
Yeah, because they're the 7th seed right now. So they drop to 7-6. Say Pittsburgh wins. That puts Pittsburgh at 7-5-1. And then Cleveland could get the 7-6. Vegas could get the 7-6.
This is must win for Buffalo.
Wow. Man, the AFC's tight.
Yeah. It's a great year.
Super tight.
It's a great year.
That's not a place you want to be. You do not want to be on the road at Tampa in a must win.
Correct.
Not ideal. But I do love Josh Allen.
I do too, but knowing that it's must win, you know who else knows that it's must win for them?
Tom Brady.
Exactly. And I'm taking Tom Brady in a clutch spot. I'll take the Bucks to cover the 3.
Okay. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy. But backs against the wall, man. Bills Mafia going to show up in Tampa.
Although this is really kind of like whose line is it anyway, because my points don't matter and my units are nothing here. I just literally say I'm taking the Bucks -3 and it means nothing.
But I do. Yeah. I would side. Okay, I'll say I would side with the Bucks here.
Okay.
But I do just want to enjoy the game. All right. Sunday night, we already covered this. This is going to be teased with the Chiefs, the 5.5-point teaser.
Yep.
Packers by 40. Monday night, Rams at Cardinals, over under 51.5. I don't have the spread up on the ticker, but it is Cardinals -2.5. They are the favorite at home against the Rams. Rams played pretty decent against the Jaguars. I don't know what the hell that means.
Right.
But Kyler Murray in his first week back, D-Hop in his first week back just did Kyler Murray D-Hop stuff.
Yep.
And ran the Bears into the ground. this should be such a good game. You would think that the Rams can figure it out here, but Arizona's just good, man. I don't understand. I mean, James Conner looks so good and had a nice touchdown catch. And the Rams just so much star power. They can't really get it figured out. Darrell Henderson, how healthy is he? Sony Michel ran well, but they need the Memphis Monster. That's another two-headed back that could be really good if they're both healthy.
Yeah.
But Sean McVay believes in a bell cow.
Yeah.
Sean McVay is a very firm believer in a bell cow system. So when Henderson's healthy, Henderson takes back the reins. And Sony Michel takes back burner, probably gets 5 or 6 carries a game.
Right.
So this will be another good game. Probably going to make a player prop on this game. There's a lot of guys to make bets on in this game. You've got a lot of star power. So, yeah. It'd be a good game. Monday night game.
I would lean. Well, you say Cardinals are -2 at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna. I would take those points. My thing is Matthew Stafford's not been protecting the ball well. He did better this week, but he has not been protecting the ball well at all. And one of the things that Stafford's going to find himself in as this season progresses, as we get to the latter half of the year here, is that he's going to find himself in games that matter. And he hasn't been there very often on a professional level where he's playing games that really can affect things moving forward. And he's going up against a Cardinals team that some would argue is probably the best team in the league right now. And this game matters. It matters a great deal.
Outside of the Massachusetts area, yeah.
Well, I mean, again, I said some people. I didn't say it's unanimous, but some people would say that this Arizona team is a legitimate threat. That being said, Stafford hasn't been protecting the ball well, and if things get dicey in a hurry, and Murray and Hopkins and Connor and company can put points up and put some fire under, to the heels of Stafford and make him throw the ball more and make him try to play catch up, he's been making poor decisions. So it could get out of hand for LA quick, fast, and in a hurry, regardless of star power. On paper, there's no reason why the Rams should be losing any game, but it's just not. It hasn't gelled the way they want it to, and I don't think they've given them enough time to do so. But even still, outside of Stafford and Cooper Kupp, which we knew was going to be a match made in white boy heaven, there's been some growing pains. He hasn't been protecting the ball well. I like Kyler Murray to come out and make a statement. If you were gonna beat Arizona, you should have done it the last few weeks when they didn't have him there. But he's back now, and they've still managed to keep him a fantastic record. And they're going to kick the shit out of LA, I think. But I'll take I'll have them cover the 2 points.
I've never seen a more criticized team than the Rams, and they're 8-4.
They're great. They're a great team.
But every week they're scrutinized from top to bottom because so much is expected when you have a first ballot Hall of Famer at every single level on defense, starting with Aaron Donald, then Von Miller, and then Jalen Ramsey. And then you have Matt Stafford, who has been the quarterback that everybody has said he's a top 10 quarterback. He just played in Detroit. He comes through. And then you have obviously Cooper Kupp. And you add in Odell, who had a really nice touchdown catch last weekend. But again, it's against Jacksonville, so we're gonna take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be a good game. I'm gonna look at player props. I don't know. I would like to think the Rams win that game, but I just don't like them enough to bet them because they've let me down in spots that I thought that they were a guarantee. So, a recap. It's 2 units on the over 43.5 in the Thursday night football game, Steelers at Vikings. 2.5 units at -120 odds of a 5.5 point teaser of the Chiefs -3 with the Packers -7 against the Bears. Skipping the Jets game, skipping the Titans Jaguars game. 1 unit on the Browns -2.5. So what's that puts us at 5.5. 2 units on the Falcons +3.5. So that's 7.5 units. 2 units on the Cowboys -4 against the Redskins. 1 unit on the Lions +8. So that's 10.5 units. 2.5 units on the Chargers minus 9.5 against the Giants and Jake Fromm. So
which is a game that you
2.5,
should
13
bet
units.
now. I would bet that now because that line's going to move.
You saying something?
Can you not hear me?
I lost Dale's audio.
Can you hear me now?
Can't hear you. Maybe it's my audio. No? Okay. All right. So anyway, that's 13. And then we are going with that's it. That's it for the plays for the weeks. That's 13 units up for grabs. But I don't know. We had a good week last week, 5-1, plus 9.5 units. Really good week. So we're hoping to build on that. And I'm really hoping that we can turn this into another 9-unit week.
Right.
There we go. Now I can hear you.
Awesome. What I was trying to say is that get on the Chargers line now, because as the betting public starts to see that Fromm is getting the start, that line will move.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that line climbs up to like a 13.
Yes, 100%.
Something like that. So if you can get them at just under 2 scores at the 9.5, that's the ideal spot. So that's 13 units on the week. You got any little tidbits for what you guys have going on this week?
Oh, you talking about UFC wise?
Yeah, you talking about?
Well, I want to make sure we're talking about the same thing. So
yes,
no, I mean, well, I'm on a football show, and clearly I don't know half as much as you do about football, but I know enough. So hopefully I'm a passable idiot when it comes to this. But we've got a pretty decent UFC card this weekend. You got a double title fight. You got the unification, not a unification because there's Charles Oliveira, with due respect, is the undisputed lightweight champ, but most people are viewing him as in an interim capacity because the general feel of it was that he was not deserving of the shot and was there by proxy. But he beat Michael Chandler, and as the records will show, he is the undisputed lightweight champ of the world. But he is fighting who most people believe to be the uncrowned king in Dustin Poirier, which will be a banger of a fight. And then you've got Juliana Pena finally getting her title shot and taking on Amanda Nunes as well. It should be a good weekend, man, as far as combat sports betting is concerned. As far as those two title fights are my initial leanings right now is going to be probably the over in the Nunes fight. And I think if you're going to play the Oliveira side, obviously betting him by submission is the way to go, right? Play the sub prop. Screw money line, screw everything else. Just play him by sub, because if he's going to win, that's his path to victory. He's never been past 3 rounds. Dustin Poirier notoriously gets better as the fight goes longer, so he's not going to win the second half of a fight with Dustin Poirier. He's going to have to win the first half of the fight. I don't think he comes out and wins 3 rounds. I think if he's going to win, it's going to happen in round 1 or round 2, and he's going to do it by sub. That's just really the easiest, fastest, succinct breakdown I can provide for that. I really don't think you're going to see much outside of that.
I mean, the card's loaded with bangers.
Yeah, 100% is.
Josh Emmett, Dan Ige.
The Emmett Ige fight is unique because if you're looking at Ige, his last outing was 1 punch. So good luck building off of that to know where he's at right now. He also just had a kid, superstitiously.
First time dad. Oh my God, he's plus money.
Yeah, I don't like betting on guys that just had kids. I don't like it.
Is MMA different than any other sport in the world?
Yes.
Okay, because any other sport in the world, first time dads, you bet every prop you can.
No,
like Mike Conley last year had a kid, came out, and every single one of his overs, assists, rebounds, points, threes, everything, murdered.
No, MMA is different. It makes you soft for that first time kid. For first fight after having a kid makes you soft. Okay. That's where I'm initially leaning that way. To be fair, this entire card has had, has had my attention for a while, and there are some plays on here that I really like. Uh, we'll go over a lot of those on our show on Thursday. But initially speaking, as far as just winners and losers for the title fight, I'm on Poirier and Nunes, which is super chalky. But that being said, there's value on Oliveira by submission, and there's value in the over in the Nunes Pena fight, because Pena is going to try like hell to wrestle Amanda Nunes. She has said 100 times over that's where she has the advantage over her. She knows that she can't throw with her. She knows she can't handle the power. She's openly admitted both. She's going to try to wrestle her. Nunes, historically speaking, has suffered against wrestlers. This is her. That's her path to victory.
Okay.
And Kai Kara-France to pull the upset over Cody Garbrandt.
I was just going to say, I want Trey to hear this. Kai Kara-France over Cody Garbrandt.
I believe the same. Yeah. And then Emmett versus Ige is a banger. You're absolutely right.
Jeff Neal, Santiago.
If Jeff Neal gets to fight.
What's going on?
He got arrested Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, good.
Super DUI. He was like 0.2 and then had a gun in the car that was unregistered.
All right. So
he'll be there for fight week. They haven't pulled him yet, but if the fight happens, yeah.
Is Dana White going to be there? He's got COVID.
No, he after 4 days, he had 2 back-to-back negative tests.
Yeah. He got in that Joe Rogan diet.
He literally got on Instagram and credited Rogan for giving him ivermectin and something else, and he literally 4 days he was done.
Okay.
So, Randy Costa, Tony Kelly's a good banger of a fight. Look at Tony Kelly there. Costa is put on a great fight against Adrian Yanez, but one of the telling things in that fight was Randy Costa doesn't like taking punishment. Costa has zero grit in him whatsoever. As soon as Yanez busted him up, he quit.
Oh yeah. It was that one little uppercut he hit him with.
Yep, and it broke his nose.
Saw blood, and he just covered up and just got beat. Yes, I do remember that.
Tony Kelly looks like he lives in the fryer at a Waffle House. He is not afraid of a blood and guts fight. So love him in that spot. Aaron Blanchfield taking on Miranda Maverick is another banger of a women's fight. Blanchfield 1-0 in the UFC, but this fight is damn near a pick'em as far as odds are concerned. So against a Miranda Maverick who's been battle tested, which tells you how highly they speak of Blanchfield. So that'll be a good fight too.
All right, one last question for you. I know you don't want to give away your entire card. What Eric Anders are we going to get?
You're going to get the one that's going to get fucked up by Andre Muniz.
All right.
Yeah, Anders is PFL bound.
Yeah.
And I like Eric Anders a lot. He was pretty sure he was high when I interviewed him, but yeah. Other than that, nice guy. Yeah,
he didn't want to talk about his days at Alabama at all. He had no interest in talking about that.
Also, didn't really want to talk about fighting either.
No, he didn't want to really talk. It was weird.
He didn't really want to talk.
Yeah,
which was strange. So, yeah, he didn't have much to say about anything.
They got Dom Cruz on the card too. Damn.
Dominic Cruz as well. Yeah, I mean, again, great. It's a great card, top to bottom.
Super. Yeah.
Augusto Sakai taking on Tai Tuivasa. Sakai is probably as close to the L word as I would put on a heavyweight fight. And I love Tai Tuivasa. I love Tai.
Sitting at a pick'em.
Yeah, I'm taking Sakai there big time. All right, I'm not going to give away the whole thing, but yeah,
don't give away the whole thing.
All right, buddy.
You got anything else?
All right. As always, I mean, listen, there's not a lot of things that I enjoy more than just sitting here and bullshitting. So I appreciate you letting me come on recording a day early so we could do it together. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we're gonna play some Halo.
We should go do that. Yeah, let's do that.
All right, that's it, guys. Like I said, 13 units on the line this week.
One more thing.
Okay.
Lock of the weekend.
Oh, you said it. You said the word.
Army.
Army -7.
-7 over Navy.
Yeah.
Lock
Army
it up.
Again.
Lock it up. 15 unit play.
Yeah. Over under 82 carries between the two teams. Over.
Let's see. The over under on actual points is at 34.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to take the over.
Yeah.
I think Army's going to score 35.
That's what I'm saying. Army -7 and take the over 15 unit. Let's go.
All right, yeah, wow, okay, yeah, college play. Yeah, parlay Army -7 and the over.
Let's do it.
Yeah, it'd be a plus. It'd be like what, plus 220 to parlay the two of them.
Smack
Yeah,
it.
yeah, take that. Yeah, Army -7 and what was it, 34?
34.
Okay, Army -7 and over 34 points.
Boom. Let's get it.
I'm in with that. That's 1 unit. Give me the points. Stamp it.
1 unit with a 5. 1 unit with a 5 after it. 15 unit play.
Just one. All right, I'm gonna go play some Halo.
right.
Tyler, hopefully, will be back next week. This whole night shift thing, a little wild, but that's what we've got. A little bit over an hour, but I appreciate you stepping in. I appreciate you joining, and you guys will record on Thursday. So for those of you that listen to this on Wednesday, make sure you listen to the Punchlist MMA podcast on Friday. If you're free Thursday evening, hop on their YouTube channel, watch the live stream, interact, and we will talk to you guys on Instagram. Good luck and good fortune.